I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So we up in this building, man. We back, man. We back, man. So today the question is, are the Philadelphia Eagles a top 10 team? Are the Philadelphia Eagles going to make that big leap? That is the question we're going to ask. That is the question we're going to answer. Let me know everybody can hear me in the chat. Be sure everybody can hear me. We already got 12 people in the chat. I see Ryan Rowe in here already commenting. I see One Above All in here. What's going on, brother? Philly Ace in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everybody that was in the last chat. Yeah, my bad, guys. I kind of don't know how to use the new system that I'm working with here, but we're going to figure it out. Think I might have all the kinks figured out, but let's talk, man. Let's talk. So the Philadelphia Eagles obviously have added a whole bunch of talent this offseason, but what will that make us? What will we become with all this talent, right? The Eagles, we have probably the best wide receiving core that we've had at least in a very long time. If you don't want to say ever, I understand that, but at least of a long time, right? You have probably the best cornerback group that you've had since Dawkins was in his prime, when you had Sheldon Brown back there. You had, I'm really blanking on our other dude's name, but I met Sheldon Brown. That's why I can remember his name so well. But either way, you know, it's been a long time since the Philadelphia Eagles can say that in those positions we have locks. We have guys that should be here for the remaining time of their career. Maybe not a James Bradbury, but you look at Avonte Maddox, you look at a Darius Slay, it doesn't look like they're going to be moving on. You look at A.J. Brown, you look at Devontae Smith, doesn't feel like they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. What's going on, Herbert? What's going on, Philly all day? We got to get shout out to everybody that's new here. If you don't have a moderator, I like to give everybody moderators. Somebody, I guess, in the big, you know, it was a big stream. It is what it is. Sometimes I can't see everything, and especially because I was on my phone, I didn't have my laptop. But there was people complaining that people were saying some crazy stuff in the chat. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not going to make a big speech about it. But, guys, I give you moderators because I trust you guys. If I do see stuff like that, I'm going to have to take away your wrench and possibly remove you from the chat. But I don't want to do that, so let's just keep talking. Aaron Watkins, what's going on, brother? What's going on? What's going on, JC Sports Talk? Top 10 in the entire league. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. Am I crazy to feel like that? Is it crazy to feel that we could be top 10 in the league? I mean, you know, outside of that, the top 10 is going to be filled with a lot of AFC teams. So, I mean, realistically, I think we can make an argument for that. Did you hear that the Eagles wanted to add Nick Foles before he signed with the Colts? I did not hear that. I did not hear that we wanted to go back into that well. That would have been interesting, though. Shout out to Nick Foles going to the Colts. 2-year deal. That man will never retire, it feels like. But it'll be interesting to see him back with Frank Reich, obviously. Now you have a pairing of Matt Ryan and Nick Foles. So you have two guys that been to a Super Bowl. Obviously, one that was a Super Bowl MVP. He's not going to be their starter, though. What's going on, Ray Faccio? Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. They have a quarterback on a rookie contract. They have weapons on offense and on defense. That on paper should be dominant. I agree 100%. I think that the Eagles, it's all up to the coaching at this point. The coaches have to do their job. The coaches now have a team that a lot of coaching staffs have not had the luxury of having. So there's no excuses. I've said this before. There's absolutely no excuse for the Eagles not to perform this year. It says my internet's messing up, but hopefully it's not. You know what I'm saying? I just got the internet back on today, so I'm going to be, you know, eagle eye on my internet to make sure it's working because I'm going to be mad. But shout out to Herbert Saunders for that comment. One Above All says AFC is brutal, but looking at the teams, I can see us at number 9 or 10. That's kind of where I have us. I kind of have us at that 9 or 10 spot. I think that we can claim that. I don't think that that's I don't think that's crazy to think that the Eagles can be a top 10 team. I really don't think so. You good? Don't even worry about it. Top 10, 15 range until I see them on the field. Yeah, obviously these are all projections, right? Every team is going to change a little bit. It doesn't matter if you win the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if you're the worst team in the league. You're going to make changes every year. So, you know, I am looking to see the Eagles obviously improve. There's a chance that they become a worse team, but I think that's a very low chance. I don't think that. You would have to see a lot of guys regress for that to happen, and I just don't think that's gonna happen. Joe Enos, I like your first name. It's a great name. He says, hey, Joe, the National Football Show did a show about who the Eagles were going to be on paper. They said that they are ranked 9th out of the 32 teams. I could respect that. I would have to literally go through every single team and like really, but off the top of my head, I can't name 10 teams that are just straight out better. I just personally, I don't think you can. I think that we're a really good team. You saw what we did last year. You saw how much we overachieved. I don't think that it's unfair to say that we overachieved, but this year we added talent, so you would think that you'd be able to, you know, kind of get it even better, right? You would think that you'd be even better. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 20 people in the comments. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get to 20 likes real quick. Philly A says, if I'm Howie Roseman, I would pick up Jesse Bates and we can give up Andre Dillard and second round pick 2023. Just saying, by June, I hope he can make it happen. I would love to get Jesse Bates on this team. I love Dillard. I really do think that having a guy like Dillard really helps you out. If something, God forbid, is to happen to Jordan Mailata, you have probably the best backup in the league at the left tackle spot. And if he's able to move to guard, or if he's able to move to that right tackle spot, you may have a cornerstone for your offensive line for a long time. So with all that said, I would love to get Jesse Bates. And if that's what it took, it would be tough for me to give up both. It would be tough for me to say, I'll give you a second and Andre Dillard. It would have to kind of revolve around one or the other. Like, I'm either giving you a second round pick and, you know, some mid-level players, or I'm giving you Andre Dillard and some mid-level picks. So I don't know if I would do all that, but he is a great cornerback, probably top 10 in the league, maybe higher. I would have to really, again, like I said, look into it. But I think that, I don't know. I think that he's worth it, but for me, I think you could probably get him for a little bit less, especially if he doesn't want to sign that tag. What's going on, Eagles Realist? What's going on? Aaron Watkins says, no, it's not crazy. It's totally up to the coaches now. 100%. 110% up to the coaches now. I said what up to Eagles Royals. I was watching a few Eagles content creators say they saying top 4. No. JC Sports Talk, it's funny. See, now you have done this show so long that you're starting to get where I am, right? Last year we were talking about it and I was telling you guys I can't be as optimistic as you guys were last year. So it seems like you're coming down a little bit. I think that we're going to be a good team. I do. I think that sky is honestly the limit. I think we know what Jalen Hurts is, and if he improves, I really see some good things happening for this team. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. I'd take Chuck Clark. I would take Chuck Clark. I mean, Chuck Clark will probably be less expensive as far as picks go. He's probably not a long-term plan like Jesse Bates is, but you can still get a good 3 to 5 years out of a Chuck Clark. I don't think that's crazy to think. If we can get Jesse Bates, the defense would turn into a top 10. Yeah, build around Anthony Harris and Marcus Epps. You know, we'll see what happens with Marcus Epps. Somebody commented on one of the videos that Marcus Epps was ranked number 18 by PFF of all safeties in the league. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think that we'll figure it out. Less to give up and great fit. I think play Epps and Clark. Yeah, I would not be mad at Clark. I would not be mad at Clark at all. What about a second and Sayamalo? I would do that. I would do that. It really depends on what Andre Dillard feels comfortable being. Because, like, if Andre Dillard says to you, you know, listen, I want to be versatile. I want to be able to move around on your offensive line. Then it makes people like Sayamalo a little bit more expendable. I know they love Andre Dillard, but it makes guys like that a little bit more expendable because he has the talent. So I feel like we have nothing but upside on this team. Outside of Derek Barnett, who's no longer probably a starter, right? I can't see him starting over a lot of the guys that we now have on the team. Outside of that, I don't think that we're really reaching for any position or any person. Marcus Epps can be a great player, but I don't want to say great. He can be a starter in this league. We've seen that. We will see if he can take another step. You know, a lot of people like him on this team and on this roster and in this coaching staff, so we'll see what happens. Anthony Harris, I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't see much out of Anthony Harris last year. That makes me say, you know, I trusted him, but I'm not going to sit here and bash the man. Maybe he goes out there and proves us wrong. I think we top 10 defense right now as is. Add Clark or Bates and we should be pushing top 5. We'll see. I do think that we could be a top 10 defense. I do, but I said that last year. We'll see. My biggest holdup is our coaching. It really is. My biggest holdup is Jonathan Gannon. I don't know if I trust Jonathan Gannon yet to coach that defense, but he's another one. We'll see if he proves me wrong, man. Slay said to watch out for Epps. I'm going to take his word. Facts. Yeah, I respect that. Need to unload Jordan Hicks to the Bengals with a draft pick because their offensive line needs help and not paying a first round. You mean Andre Dillard, I'm assuming. I mean, you're paying a first rounder on the bench, but long term, if you're able to lock him down long term for a cheap contract and he plays that big V type role, I'm not mad at that. Talent rules everything. Yeah, you know, sometimes you have to admit you're wrong, but the player's going to have to admit that he didn't live up to a big contract. So he's either going to have to say, you know, put me as a free agent and I'll test the market, which he may very well, you know, come out on top there. But he's going to either have to do that or he's going to have to say, yo, just re-sign me. I'll come back to the team and let's make something work. And I hope that it's more towards the latter. I hope the Philadelphia Eagles don't do hard knock. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. Except for safety, Roseman has plugged all the holes on the team. We're primed for a Super Bowl run. We're primed to take a big step. I'm not going to sit here and say Super Bowl. I want to win a playoff game. That would be a successful year for me. You know, and I won't say that it would be unsuccessful if we didn't, but depending on how it looks, it would. You know, like if Jalen Hurts was just absolutely terrible and just we didn't make the playoffs and it was kind of his fault, then I wouldn't say it was an unsuccessful year. If everything else looked good and we know we just need a quarterback, I wouldn't be, you know, oh my God, we just wasted a year. But if Jalen Hurts is good, everybody's playing well, and you see talent, it's just the coaches aren't putting them in good positions, then I'm going to feel like we wasted a year. But I just want to see a step forward. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to yell Super Bowl just yet. They're cross-training Dillard at right tackle. I think Isaac is more likely to go than Dillard. I like Isaac Seumalo, but I think so too. I think that, like I said, talent is very important in this league, right? You're asking Stoutland to teach these guys either way. So I think Stoutland would rather teach somebody that's young, somebody that he can still hopefully mold and move forward like that. What's going on, Drew Johnston? What's going on? What's going on? Blue Pill says, would you fight a Cowboy fan to win the division? Nah, probably. I mean, it depends. It depends. Oh, yeah. Let's sell some tickets for charity, and I probably would. That's a win-win. I like Epps, Harris, and Wallace. If he stays healthy this year, the safeties will have less pressure on them if the corners in our front line do that. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people are looking at our safeties and assuming that they're going to be asked to do what they've been asked to do when we had guys like Malcolm Jenkins or Brian Dawkins, or our line does not go that long, so I'm going to kind of stop there. But, you know, outside of them, we're not asking our safeties to do all that anymore. Now it's everybody in front of you is going to try and take up the hardest part of the work. Your job is to clean it up. Your job is to be deep. Your job is to make sure nobody's going over top. Obviously, they're going to probably ask Marcus Epps to come into the box sometimes just because I feel like he's good at that, so why not ask him to do that? Nina Austin in the building. We got a celebrity in the building. We got Nina in the building. Shout out to Nina and her mom, man. That's my mom's, too. That's my mom's. I'm claiming her. But shout out to you. How you doing, Nina? I like Epps, Harris, and Wallace. I read that. I can't read, it is what it is. Do you trust Sirianni to make the right calls for the offense? I do. I might be alone in that opinion. I think that Nick Sirianni did very well last year. I watched a lot of the games back, and honestly, once I'm off this live, probably going to go watch them again because I'm getting excited for football. But just looking at it from a scheme aspect, knowing that we lost, knowing that you win or lose the game, you kind of look at play by play, and I'm able to kind of look at it in a different light. I really like what Nick Sirianni did, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and bash Jalen Hurts. That's not what it's about. But there was a lot of people open, even on plays that didn't work. So I feel like I've said it and I'll say it again, man. If Jalen Hurts can take a step, we're going to be in a beautiful situation, man. I think that I was saying this last year, and everybody was saying, you know, don't hate on him, give him a year. And we did. Now he has another year. I think he earned this year. And it's now this is it. This is it. It's time. Whether it's unfair or fair, doesn't really matter. This is the time. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 32 people in here, man. We're so close to 4K. We're a lot closer than we were when I was at 1K. So, you know, that's in my mind. We're close to 10K in that thought process. You know what I'm saying? So let's get there. Hit that subscribe if you're new, man. I appreciate everybody coming in. I agree. I don't know about Gannon. That's what's scaring me, Tragic. That's what's scaring me. Amber Heard. Yo, that Amber Heard stuff, Frank Tank, I know you in here to troll, but that Amber Heard situation is the funny. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't even say that. Maybe I should just not even give my opinion, but that junk is crazy. That junk is crazy. You good, Joe. You good. I got you. You can't have enough talent off offensive line. You can't, and you know how the Eagles like to build their team. We got a couple guests that are coming on over this next week or so, and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this because there's a lot of players on this team that I've heard a lot of fan base say that they would not mind moving on from. And Andre Dillard being one, and I'm just not for it, man. I'm just not for it. Jordan Hicks bring comfort. Hey, pimps mess up. I mess up all the time. I say the wrong thing all the time. What's going on, Roland? What's going on? What's going on, Chaos? Yo, shout out to Chaos. There's a couple of y'all. There was like 5 or 6 of y'all, I want to say, that been members since like I opened up the membership. So shout out to you guys, man. You guys are all goats. All my members are absolute goats. I love you all. I appreciate it. And if you want to become a member, man, it's only $1, literally 99 cents less than $1. You know what I'm saying? You go to the dollar store, everything $1.25 now. I ain't changed. It's still $1. So for 99 cents, you could become a member. You get early access to most of the interviews, a lot of call-ins. We're gonna start bringing the call-ins back, and you guys are gonna have first access. So if you guys want to join the channel, I would love it. If not, it's all good. It's all good. I still love y'all. Joe, by 2023, Eagles shall win the Super Bowl because I feel confident in the Eagles. Say less. Say less. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Let's have high hopes. This is the 1 year. Last year, if you guys followed the channel last year, you know that I was trying to temper expectations so much because I knew that it was going to be a long year. I knew we were going to have to learn a lot of things. This year, I'm throwing that tempering out the window. I'm excited for this team. When we talk with Eagles fans, when it's us, we're just talking and we talk about what we worry about. I don't want that to take away from the fact that I feel very confident with this team. I feel very confident that Jalen Hurts will take that next step. I don't care what I said last year. I think that it's that time. It's that time. I need to see it, and I'm going to see it. That's all I got. Manuel Lopez says, DC for life. Let's go. Those are just ugly letters. Those are just ew. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Ugh. Mr. Ralph Faloran. I like that. That's a Ralph Faloran. Jay-Z says, who is that? What is that? Is that like a clothing brand? But anyways, I don't believe in Hurts in my heart of hearts, and it sucks, but I just haven't seen anything that screams franchise win it for us. I agree, Mr. Ralph, and I know I just said that I believe he'll take the next step, and I do, but I agree that we have not seen anything that will really sit there and say he's that guy. But you know what he has, Ralph? He has 1 more year. Right? He is going to probably, I want to say 99% sure, he's going to be our starting quarterback through these 17 games, right? So let's look at it from this perspective. I'm glad that there's people that are feeling like that. I'm glad that there's people on the other side. Let's try and fall in the middle. I'm going to throw you a wrench. What's going on, Bird Gang? What's going on? On the way, oh, by the way, Joe, great round table you all had the other night. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. If you guys are here from the round table that we had with Brunson and Rome, shout out to Brunson and Rome. That was a bunch of fun. That was a lot of fun. I love doing those. But we do Best of Enemies every weekend. We usually have a guest on. So if you guys enjoyed that, trust me, definitely stick around every Sunday at 11:30 Eastern, a.m. Eastern. So Dream scenario, Gannon gets his ish together. Defense looks good. He probably will have a head coach next year. And we bring in Vic Fangio to take this defense to the next level. That would be interesting. That would be nice. We'll see what happens with Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio was a hot name this offseason. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they would give Jonathan Gannon a head coaching job off of 1 year. The NFL is crazy like that, so I wouldn't be surprised, and he is young. But we'll see. Brian, I don't know if you guys know about the inaugural NFL meeting that they have that's kind of like a diversification. Like they want you to send your female and ethnic, like you basically, it's just like you basically send people that ain't white, you send them to this meeting and you try to help them become coaches or become front office personnel. And the Eagles sent Brian Johnson alongside now our head of football operations, forget his name, I think it's Jeff Scott. But either way, we sent those two. It is Jeff Scott. So Brian Johnson, I say all that to say this. Brian Johnson might sneakily, even though I know we don't all love what he's been doing with our quarterback, he might sneakily be a guy that's on the fast track to become a head coach. And I've heard a lot of good things about Nick Rallis. I want to say it was Chris McPherson. I don't even want to give a name because I'm not 100% sure who said it to me, but I remember someone telling me that Nick Rallis was on fast track to become a head coach. People really liked him. So we'll see. The Eagles always have talent on their coaching staff and on their front office, except for when we had Chip Kelly. But we still had talent on our coaching staff. Chip Kelly was just an idiot. Tragic says first 6 games were terrible, but other than that, the rest of the year, he got it together and ran the damn ball. I agree 100%. I am running through the quad. Who's with me? You stupid, bro. We're streaking. Eagles have a very good success with second-year head coach, so Nick is scheduled to have a breakout year. I mean, it was with Doug. You know what I'm saying? We had one good second year, and it was with Doug. So I get what you're saying, though. Plus, Vic is old. He ain't getting another head coaching job. He can be our Jim Johnson. I would love that. I miss Jim Johnson. Rest in peace to the OG, man. I miss Jim Johnson. The Broncos need O-line help bad. They do. I believe I've seen your name before, Chazzy Chaz. I'm gonna throw you a wrench. John Doe says we top 5. I like that name. I like that comment. You get a wrench. Special teams has to step up this season too. He had a bad showing in the playoffs. Yeah, special teams was bad all year, if I'm being 100% honest. Shout out to Michael Clay was another guy that people were loved. And, Aaron Sippis, we had Aaron Sippis on the channel. I got nothing but love for Aaron Sippis, but there was definitely a decline in the special teams over the year. I felt like the first couple weeks, we were seeing a really good special teams, especially from our punter. He was really flipping the field, but obviously returns were just bad all year. Coverage was just bad all year. And then the punt started to kind of decline as well. So hopefully they figure it out. We'll see what happens. Herbert says I would keep Andre Dillard. I think he's a quality backup and a starter on different team. I like the fact he's cross-training at right tackle. I do as well. Nina says, I'm expecting big things from this second year at coaches. Let's go. Big facts. Let's get it. Last season, we lost a few games that we should have won. That's a big fact. Wale. Why'd you say? Oh, well, yeah, Wale. There we go. There you go. Are you Wale, bro? Are you Wale? Just subbed you up. Watched you at LB. Don't know how I ain't seen you before. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Bob has no arms. Not. Oh my God, Frank Tank, calm down, bro. Calm down. Nina says 13-4. I think this team is going to be disgusting. I really don't. There's no excuses for the team not to be good. There's just no excuses for this team not to be good. There's zero excuse for this team. I cannot stress it enough. There's no excuses. You have a better team, Jonathan Gannon. You have better players that fit what you want to do. You have a whole draft, a whole offseason, I feel, tailored to what you needed, Jonathan Gannon. It's time to make it happen, man. Can't wait to see Wentz heading up to the FedEx to watch. Hawk says 18-0. I like that. You get a wrench, too. I like that. FedEx to watch. Got to make it up to Philly for the Cowboys game 2 mid-October. Any other must-see games this year? Any other must-see games this year? I'm excited for the Colts game. I think that'll be a fun one. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve will be a lot of fun. The Detroit game will probably be a lot of fun just because, Darius Slay gets to go back home again. But I think every game, honestly, every game this year has a crazy storyline. So the most calm storylines of them all might be the Giants games. And when is that ever true? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 30 people in the chat, and we have 24 likes. Can the 6 people who have not hit that like, can y'all hit that like for your boy? I'd really appreciate that. I wonder if Wilson regrets signing with the Broncos after Judy's arrest and seeing the moves the Eagles made. Possibly, but we wouldn't have been able to make those moves had we signed Russell Wilson, or at least it would have been a lot harder. So, I think that he was dumb to go there anyways. Everybody went to the AFC, so it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be you're gonna be scratching and clawing. I'm going to both Eagles versus Commanders game and Giants at home, but I need some Cowboys tickets. I want to go to the Christmas Eve game. I don't know if I could talk my girlfriend into it, but I want to go. And if I know Rome be in here just talking or just listening, my bad. So if Rome or Tucker in here, holla at me, because we need to figure out a game we all meeting up at. That's all I got to say. We need to figure out a game we all meeting up at. Eagles sweeping our division. I like that. You get a wrench. I'm in a good mood today. You say something nice about my Eagles, you're going to mess around and get a wrench. That's just how I'm feeling right now. I can't wait till we see this final roster. Well, we saw, everybody's jersey numbers and everything like that, so that'll be interesting. No doubt we're top 10. I have us right at 9. If we stay healthy, look out. Yeah. The biggest thing to me is really Jalen Hurts and Jonathan Gannon. Those are the 2 things we have to watch for. If Jonathan Gannon can utilize his team the way that he keeps saying he wants to, then our defense might be really good. If Jalen Hurts can take that step that we all know he needs to make, this offense can be very dangerous. What games am I going to? Any ones I can afford. Now, I honestly am going to try and be out there for probably the whole... There's some things I'm trying to work on, all right? So even if I'm not at the game, I'm trying to be there. So I'm going to try and be at as many as possible. You go into the open practices when they open it up to fans. I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm going to try and go to the Miami practices, closed practices. I have a friend that might be able to get me into them. So I'm gonna, when we go and practice against them and do those live practices like we did last year, forget what they're even called, but I might be able to get in there. So if I can, I'm definitely gonna try and get some footage. I don't know how much I can do, but we're definitely gonna try and make it to a lot of these events. So Tennessee is gonna be a great way to see how we can stop the run on defense. Facts, we had a tough time last year. You're going to see, you going to the open practice? Yeah, I'm going to that. LOL, I don't want to be there when Wentz comes back to Philly because I'm a low-key fan of his. I don't want to see what Philly going to do to him. Yeah, Philly's not going to be nice. Philly is not going to be nice, especially if it means anything. Because the Philly game, I think, is the second game, right? So if we need that game, the first game is early in the season, so it'll probably, unless we are 0 whatever, and when we go there, I don't think that the Eagles fans are going to be oh, this is a must-win game. It's going to be more we got to beat Carson Wentz. But if it means something, it's going to be even worse. I will see you there, my guy. Plan on being both. Facts. Last time I was in Philly, I didn't get to see nobody. I ain't get to see nobody. I got tickets last minute from DSM Media, who actually was on their show not too long ago. So shout out to Phil and the boys over there at DSM. But they gave me free tickets to go to the last preseason game, and I ain't get to see nobody. So I want to see everybody. I don't know if anybody lives in Florida, but if you guys live in Florida, me and my girl were thinking about starting our own group. There's a lot of groups out here. So we were either thinking of starting our own or joining one out here. So if you do live in Florida, holla at me. I know Nina doesn't live too far from me. So if you know of a group, Nina, please let me know, because I am trying to join an Eagles fan group out here or something like that. But we'll see. I will see you there. Hey, Joe, I'm down with meeting up with you and Philly 500 and Joey Shakes and all the Eagles content creators. Yeah, it's so tough. Oh, the Cardinals game. That's going to be a good game too, Nina. I don't know why I forgot about that one. Yo, the digital print house, I need you to hit me up. Digital Print House, I'm glad that you're back in here, bro. Last time, and I'm surprised I even remembered this, I'm trying to make, I need somebody to help me out with some merch. So please, hit me up on Twitter, or if you have Instagram or Facebook, at PhillyTP. I really need to talk to you, get some prices, let's talk. But Nina, if you going to the Cardinals game, we carpooling, girl. What up? What up? We going to the, you gonna say you going to the Cardinals game? We going to the Cardinals game. I'll be at the home opener against Minnesota. That's gonna be live. That is gonna be live. I know the ones out here wrench me. Yeah, say less. Yo, digital, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. All the receivers may have clothes and yards. I do live in Florida. Okay, I got you. You live in Tampa. I do. I live like right outside of Brandon, if you know where that is. I live right outside of Brandon. Like not too far from Riverside and stuff. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. If you guys got questions, now I'm just kind of just, you know, talking with y'all. If y'all want to talk about anything, y'all let me know. We got 40 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. What's going on, Michael DeJean? What's going on, brother? What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to find people in Florida because I want to start doing shows at some bars, you know, for the game and stuff like that. So, all right, bet. I appreciate you, Digital Print House. I appreciate you. But yeah, we going, this year is going to be lit. I'm telling you, this year we have been very quiet. I have been very quiet, but I have been doing a lot of work in the background on this channel. So this year is going to be crazy. Delaware, where it's at, close to Philly and Jersey. Joe bought my ticket, making it a mini vacation. I've never been to Arizona, so it's going to be awesome. That's dope. I've never been to Arizona either. I've heard some great things about it. I used to live in Colorado, and I always wanted to go because I don't think they're too far. At least the plane ticket wasn't that expensive every time I saw. Come to week 3 game, Joe. Those tickets are cheap because Washington don't have any fans. Facts. Yeah, I definitely want to see. I'm excited about this year, y'all. I'm excited about this year. Me and my girl have literally been like real tight-fisted with our money as of late, so we can like really go hard this season. So I appreciate everybody that, you know, is rocking with it, man. Is this a prove it year for Hurts? It definitely is, Steve. It definitely is. Unfortunately or fortunate. It depends. Obviously, it depends on how you look at it individually, you know, whether or not you think it's fair, but I mean, they're definitely looking at Jalen Hurts and saying, this is the year you got to show us you can lead this franchise. And I will say one thing. I don't think that, maybe I shouldn't say that, because what I was going to say is I don't think Howie would be against winning a different way, but maybe he's not. Maybe he is against winning as a running team. I don't know, because I know that our GM is. I know that I mean, not our GM, our owner is. I know Jeffrey Lurie doesn't really want to be a running team, but we'll see. I think that this is a prove it year though. Philly Joe's in Tampa. I went to, so it's called like I forget what the name of the actual bar is, but I went there once and I didn't see anybody. I'm gonna figure it out. If you have Facebook, my name's Joe Castro. If you have Twitter at PhillyTP, Instagram is the same. Hit me up. If you live in Florida, hit me up. I'm trying to join a Eagles group that you know meets or something like that. So, Boys for Life says, are you gonna be real excited for this year when y'all lose to the Lions week 1? I know you ain't talking, man. I know you ain't talking. The Cowboys look ugly. Cowboys looking ugly, but I ain't even gonna go into that. Cards where it hurts. No D-Hop with Murray, but that defense. It's gonna be an interesting game. I think I look at this schedule and I don't see a game that I don't think is winnable. I think that all these games are winnable. Philly of South or Tampa-Delphia. All right, I'm gonna have to. I've heard of both of them. I just don't know who to talk to. Nina, excuse me. Glenn says, F the Cowboys. They getting swept this year. We got this. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. What is a successful year for Hurts? Is it playoff stats? How many games or what? For me with Jalen Hurts is you just got to see the improvement. You know, it might turn into stats. I think like if you look at his number, his passing yards, and there's not an improvement there. If you look at, there's going to be a lot of hidden stats with the evaluation of Jalen Hurts. A lot of yards per, air yards per throw, stuff like that. A lot of stuff that we don't necessarily always look at. I don't think that touchdowns and maybe yards, but yards I don't think is going to be. It's going to be the little stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really going to be the little stuff. So for me, a successful year for him is just improving. It's showing that you can pass the ball at a consistent rate and that you can make it a threat for this offense. Hurts will lead us to the promised land this year. You heard it here first. Hurts will ball out. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I used to hang out with the Tampa-Delphia group in Doubletree, but I think they moved to a different hotel. I lost touch. Yeah, when I first moved here, that's who I saw. So I was like, look for Mike Klein on Facebook. He runs Philly of the South. All right. I just Googled, they moved to Crown Plaza from Doubletree. All right, oh yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Because me and my girl been wanting to join a group anyways. And I mean, maybe you guys like me just sitting at home and watching the game talking to y'all, but I think it would be cool to go to a couple different bars. Maybe y'all can meet me out there or a restaurant or something, you know what I'm saying? We all hang out, watch the game, and we talk. They moved to Clearwater. Okay, yeah, it's not too far from me. It's gonna be how he plays in specific times in the game, then stats, then wins, and team. Yeah, I don't think you can really base what he is off of what the team does, because obviously last year we saw a defense that kind of lost us some games. You know, I won't say that. The only thing I didn't see last year, and I realistically can't say that I did, was Jalen Hurts winning us games. And if he can prove that he can do that this year, and it doesn't have to, excuse me, it doesn't have to be by throwing 400 yards. It doesn't have to be by taking over the game throughout the game. But like you just said, Ralph, in those moments when it matters most, are you showing up? And is it with your arm or is it with your legs, right? I mean, if it's either, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but excuse me. Hurts is our future, like Donovan did. Here we go, fly, Eagles, fly. I would love that. How do you see this division panning out? The whole division, or the division. All right, I was thinking conference for a second. I think Eagles are gonna be in first. I think Dallas will be a close second. I think the Washington Commanders will be a close third. I think the Washington Commanders will probably win like anywhere from like 7 to 9 games this year. And then I think the Giants aren't really good this year. I don't think they're gonna be good. I think that they're going to take a step. They're going to get better, but I don't think they're going to be good in terms of like really competing. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 50 people in YouTube alone. I don't even see the other. We're live on different channels, but YouTube killing it right now. So if you're on YouTube, I'm reading your comments. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, unfortunately, I don't see your comments. But we're going to start doing some exclusive stuff for Twitch too, because I want to become an affiliate. You know what I'm saying? My nephew became an affiliate. He does gaming, and he was over here bragging to me. So can y'all help me become an affiliate on Twitch? It's at PhillyTP. I really appreciate that, because I'm tired of getting made fun of by my nephew. That's not cool. Joe, how do you see this? Yeah, so I said that. Do you think the Eagles will re-sign Miles Sanders, and for how much? I don't. So that kind of answers your next question as well. I don't think that there's a number that the Eagles would feel comfortable giving to Miles Sanders. And that's unfortunate. I really do feel that. I feel like he's going to, either way this plays out, he's going to probably play himself out of Philadelphia. I don't think that they would give him a big enough contract if he has a great year. I don't think they would really consider it worth it to give him a small contract if he's not playing that well, and you feel you replace his production with a rookie or a cheap free agent. So unfortunately, and look, I'm probably one of Miles Sanders' biggest advocates. I love Miles Sanders, have since college. Like going back to college, he was the #1 running back coming out of high school, chose to come to Penn State knowing he was probably not going to start for a while. Didn't start till his senior year, I want to say, or his junior year, when Saquon Barkley finally went to the draft. Decided to stay with Penn State. Like, I have nothing but love for that man. So it sucks though. I just don't think the Eagles, or the NFL for that matter, sees value in the running back position. I don't think they see it in the second contract. So I just don't think that we'll sign him. But I'll play devil's advocate. And if we did sign him, if we did sign him, right? I would say probably around like maybe 5-6 a year at the most. Did we forget Jalen had ankle surgery? He was playing on a broken ankle. I don't know if it was broken. I don't know how much he was. You post in all my Facebook groups, and I appreciate it, and so do the members. Fly Eagles Fly. Let's go. Yeah, I'm in a lot of your groups, so shout out to you. I appreciate you sliding through, man. I like the way the talk went with Lord Brunson. That was fun. Yo, Lord Brunson, LB is a fool, man. LB is a fool. Yeah, him and Rome had me dying, had me absolutely cracking up, man. They are the funniest dudes in the world, and that was such a fun conversation. But we all friends, you know. That's one thing that I always tell people. We might talk our talk, we might, you know, say each other are crazy and stuff, but we all friends. So, you know, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Do you believe, Chris Scott says, Joe, do you believe our running game will be top 5 this year now that we look like we're going to pass the ball a lot? I think if we're top 5 rushing, I think we should be top 5 rushing. I don't see why not. If we're not, it's going to be because of lack of attempts, in my opinion. And then I'm going to be looking at Nick Sirianni and saying what's going on. So I think we should be top 5. I don't see any reason why we should take a step back. If we weren't number 1 last year, I would say we would do even better. We were breaking records last year with how well we were running. So I don't think that it's going to be as much a part of the game plan, because I do think they're going to try and run it more. I mean, pass it more, excuse me. But if we're not top 5, I'm gonna get nervous. Wow, I think Miles will get re-signed before the season starts. I see 3 years, 25 mil with 17 mil guaranteed. So that's like 6 mil a year. I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. And I don't know if I'll be happy about that, honestly. You know, if I'm re-signing him, I got to see him stay healthy for at least a year, man, especially for 3 years. I just don't know if that'll happen. I wouldn't be mad about keeping Miles Sanders. I just don't know if I would like that contract, to be honest with you, JC. I don't know. That's a good point. He did have a compromised ankle, but that, along with great work ethic and accountability, buys you into this year. Backing you this year, backing you. But remember, we got Wentz out of here with injuries too. Yeah. Gates was your mediator of the roundtable. Of which one? Which one? Gates wasn't on on our roundtable. Per Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, Nick Foles was a potential reunion with the Eagles before he's. That's surprising. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of weird. I guess it's not. Maybe they're just trying to pander to the team a little bit more. I feel like this offseason they've been pandering to us a lot. Miles hasn't shown he can be a 3-down back consistently. He hasn't. And it's really his health for me. You know, I think that he is a very talented running back. He's shown that he can make plays. He's shown he can run the ball very effectively. And when he has the ball in his hand, he is a very good weapon to have. But he just hasn't stayed healthy, you know, and it gets me nervous. What if we're not top 5 rushing, but we're winning games? Do you feel the same? No. Look, if we would, Joseph, first of all, you have an amazing first name, Joe. Joe, from Joe to Joe. The name, Chef's Kiss. Well, Chef's Kiss. I love your name. But no, not at all. Not at all. I am not Jeffrey Lurie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, why did you run the ball and win the game? Why did you pass the ball and win the game? Win the game. I don't care if you got to crawl from one end to the other. I don't care if you do bunny hops, you know, for 100 yards every drive. I don't care what you do. I really don't. Just win the game. So I don't care. As long as we win games, I really won't complain too much. Too many drops, in my opinion. I agree. Digital Print House. There's some things that you look at him and he's definitely got to improve, and that's why I don't think he would get a big contract. But his health is what makes me not want to even give him a contract, if I'm being 100% honest. I think Eagles are going to be very balanced this year. 60 run and 40 pass. What would your percentage be for that? Yeah, that's where I was. When we did the round table, that's where I was. A lot of people were saying 60-40 for the what's it called? A lot of people were saying 60-40 the other way, which I guess I could see, but I don't think, I don't know. I think if you're winning games, running the ball 60% of the time, and keep running the ball 60% of the time, I don't see why you would change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? He said, I love the response in the channel. I respect that. I appreciate that. Glenn says, we will have everyone talking about the Eagles this year. Watch A.J. Brown fly, touchdown king, are next to remember what happened that year. So I got to make a new song. I got to make a new track I got to make a new intro song. Should I? I mean, maybe I shouldn't. I do kind of want to add AJ Brown. Joe, no offense, you my guy, but you do complain if Hurts doesn't throw over 20 times a game. I do, but I don't complain. I give the facts of what it makes it look like. The optics of him last year not having the ball as much in his hand and then us winning more games was obvious, Drew. I mean, come on. It just looked like we were getting the ball out of his hands and becoming a better team because of it. I don't think that's hating, but I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying, but you know I talk that talk. I know who Gate City is, but what are you? Oh, you're talking about the one with Mike and all them. Nah, Mike was the one for that one. He was the host for that one. It's just everybody was talking over everybody, so I didn't even know who was running it my damn self half the time. Gainwell and age. What? Gainwell and age is better than Sanders' re-up contract. I agree. Do whatever helps you win. I agree. We need to keep Stoutland, and we can consistently win in this league. His player development. I agree 100%. 1,000%. 1,000 point million. I'm not good with numbers, as you guys can tell, but I am good with this number. There's still 40 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I appreciate everybody joining, everybody tuning in. We got 37 likes. We should be at 42 because there's 42 of y'all in here on YouTube, but you have to add AJ Brown. That's what I'm saying, Joe. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to hit my boys up for some beats. If you guys make beats, holla at me. Maybe I'll hop on one of y'all's or something. Do you feel like Nick is going to go back to his original offense, pass heavy like the start of the season, or pick up where he left and running and build off that? I can't tell you what he's going to do. I'll tell you what I think he should do, and I think that's the latter. I think he should definitely build off of what he had last year. You had a very good run offense. Build off of that. Slowly let your defense get their legs. Slowly let your offense get into a rhythm. Slowly let AJ Brown kind of get comfortable in this offense and build off that. JC, I'm going to have to get you on here one of these days, though. I've been wanting to get a couple people on. Maybe like you. I would love to get Hunter back on here. I'm thinking like you, Hunter. I'll think of somebody else. One more person. I see us scoring 30 points a game, and our defense will let up 14 points a game. We could blow teams out like 2017. I would love it. Shout out to the 50, not 15. Shout out to the 50 people in the chat, man. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. You ain't missed much, Nigel. You ain't missed much, Mike. You ain't missed much, Nigel. We just talking, man. We just talking. Gainwell is our next backup to top. Yeah, I think that he's gonna go crazy. I think he's gonna have a big year this year. People were asking me what I think my breakout player will be. I'm gonna do a video about this later on, but my honorable mention is Kenneth Gainwell. I think Kenneth Gainwell is gonna have a heck of a year. Really all about that line. A little nervous about depth. I hope our rookie center isn't needed this year. But attrition is huge. Yeah, facts. Center and right tackle limped a little. It all starts with the line. I agree 100%. You guys are some smart guys, man. You guys are smart, man. You guys know your football. I love it. Joe, I mentioned this several times. We should hold on Eagles State of the Union with you as a moderator. I would love to do that. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel weird. Like, I don't know. I love everybody, but I feel weird being like, everybody come on my channel. I don't know. Man, I gotta get over that though. It's not a good thing to do, right? I need to grow this channel. I need to get better at that. I need to stop feeling like that. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, Gate always got some stats on him, man. You gotta love it. If Hurts is the guy, what are you using the 2 first-round picks on in the next draft? Probably cornerback and maybe probably secondary, maybe lineman if you don't have a guy that you feel comfortable taking that right tackle spot. You can use it on anything. Maybe you get a running back. Maybe you say screw it and get a running back. Maybe you just trade them back again. Who knows? I think he should make a whole new playbook and build off that. This is going to be Hurts' first time since high school to have the same offense 2 years in a row. I say let's just run it back and give him the best opportunity to become, you know, to become something, to show that he got better. Like, it's gonna be hard to give him a whole new playbook and say, show us you got better. This is all new, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we got to give him the best chance to be better. D-Matt the Prince says definitely secondary. Yeah, I agree, bro. Another good up-and-coming Eagles content creator is my guy Jimmy Smith on the road to victory, a detailed numbers guy. I love his Twitter. I catch some of his videos, but I love his Twitter. His graphics are really cool, too. I'll definitely highlight him. A lot of hate from the Cowboys faithful. They upset. They scared. Can you blame them? Can you really blame them for being scared? I can't. We should start an NFC East group out here in Florida. I'll be down with that. Joe, we got the entire division scared. Facts. The NFL's put on notice. Ralph says, oh, good point. If he is the guy, 2 first-round picks, got to be safety in the move back for depth line pieces. That's probably the first, or D-line. Defensive line is somewhere, like, especially the edge position. You can never have enough edge rushers. Take it easy, JC. I'm going to holla at you. We're going to be talking. What's going on, Backyards Bird Podcast? What's going on? JC, you in Florida? I don't think JC is. How he held up his... Yeah. And so far, the pressure is on Sirianni, Gannon, and Hurts to be great. Yeah, 100%. 100%, Joseph. I'm in Florida if you're talking about me, Joe. You're in Florida as well? Okay, what part of Florida? Even though Hurts do good, would you still pay him $40 million? That's the thing, Michael. That's the thing. Are you willing to pay him that much? Which I definitely probably wouldn't. He would have to really show me something, but I'm out, Joe. Have a great day, brother. Go Eagles. I appreciate you, Chris. Have a good one, brother. There's already a huge Eagles fan group here in Tampa. They used to take over a hotel ballroom. So many people, you end up standing during games. See, that's what I want. I want to stream live from those. So, Drew, let me know, man. You know how to catch me. You know how to find me. But either way, I am about to get out of here, man. Oh, you're in Tampa too, Joe? Damn, there's mad Tampa. I'm in Tampa. The Cowboys are done. They don't look like the Cowboys of old. Just look at the team today. That's a fact. But I am about to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Be sure to hit that like on your way out, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe on your way out. We got some stuff coming up, man. So be definitely tuned in. But other than that, man, y'all know what it is. It's Fly Goes Fly. And we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Goes Fly on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.